Do NBA players still come from the trenches or not? Is the modern day NBA player, was his life too easy before he got to the league? Is that true? Is that really, really true? Because this tweet went viral. NBA players do not come from the trenches anymore. And Donovan Mitchell, he replied and said, and that's the question I have. And what does that mean? Like, do NBA players have to? Have to. Is it a must that they come from a hard background, a terrible background, hard upbringing, to have respect when they step on the basketball court? And my answer is absolutely not. That is a no. That is a zero for me. You don't have to come from a hard life, a hard background where you had no mother, no father, mama on crack. You sleep in bed to bedroom, hotel to hotel. You're selling drugs, and then you end up in jail for 5 years. Then you come back out, you go to high school. Now you're in the NBA, and you're making millions of dollars, and you're one of the top players in the league. You don't have to go that route to be respected in the game. Not at all. Now, granted, this is true. We do see some of the top players to ever play our game come from some hard times. Or do we not? Then Michael Jordan, okay, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You can argue this with anybody. You can say LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan. Who cares? Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. He did not grow up in a household where his dad was on crack, mom on crack. He didn't have nowhere to sleep. Michael Jordan grew up in a good household. And what did he become? The greatest basketball player of all time. It doesn't give you an edge in a sense just because you come from a tough background. And the problem I have is every time we mention black people, we have to mention them with having no money, no funds, no cash, nothing. That's just synonymous with black folks. Like, if you are black, you must came from the struggle, and you must had a hard life. And if you didn't have a hard, and if you did not have a hard life, you don't get respect. And do we see that in the NBA? I'm not an NBA player by no means. I never played in the NBA, never been in the NBA locker room, okay? Never been on the NBA court, okay? So I'm not saying that I have all the facts here. But as a fan on the outside looking in, you do not have to come from a hard background to be that guy when you step on 94 feet. When you step on 94 feet, everything goes out the window. It depends on your skills. Are you good enough to play? Are you good enough to shoot? Are you good enough to rebound? Are you good enough to make somebody fall? Are you good enough to make a play? Are you good enough to win? That matters more than anything. That matters more than you coming from a tough background. Now, respect. I do love the stories, and I think we love to see black people, or just NBA players in general, or athletes in general, come from tough backgrounds. The reason why we love to see these athletes come from tough backgrounds is because we love stories. Humans, we love stories, and we love a good ending to a story. So LeBron James, who had to sleep from house to house, apartment to apartment, hotel, just one mom, no food. Kevin Durant, who had to do the same thing. Derrick Rose, John Wall, the list can go on and on and on. They did that, and that's amazing. And what they accomplished was amazing. Just because they came from a hard background doesn't mean I should respect them more than I respect Stephen Curry. That's not the reason at all. I respect Stephen Curry because he's a great NBA player. I respect Kevin Durant because he's a great NBA player. At the end of the day, you respect these guys on the court because their ability to play basketball, not because of their background, even though the stories are amazing. Look at Jimmy Butler. He has an amazing story. Mom looked him in the face. Now, this is just, I don't know if this is 100% true, but this is the story of Jimmy Butler. I never heard this come out of Jimmy Butler's mouth, but this is the story concerning Jimmy Butler. That his mom looked at him and said, hey, I don't like the way you look. Get out. Get out, son. I don't want you here. Get out. And now, look at the man now. He's Jimmy Butler, okay? Big Face Coffee. He's the guy. That's a great story. But we see Stephen Curry, a guy who had his dad play in the league, And now he's the greatest shooter of all time. You can argue if he's the greatest point guard of all time. And sometimes people don't respect Stephen Curry because, hey, man, his dad grew up in the league. He's soft. And that's the perception people have on NBA kids or NBA players in general. Like, if you played in the NBA and you have a kid, when that kid grows up, he has a target on his back 100% because they're like, he never worked for nothing. We don't respect him. And I feel like Austin Rivers, he got the same thing in a sense. Like, hey, we don't respect you, Austin. Not at all. Your dad was Doc Rivers. Your skills are not that great. Even though this man was a top 2 high school player in the nation, or was he number 1? I cannot remember that class like I want to, but he was 1, 2, or 3. He was a great talent in high school, a great talent in college. He was a good NBA player, and he is a good NBA player to this day because he's still in the league. So what it really boils down to is the way that we look at things. Okay, we love stories. We want to see everybody come from a hard background to gain respect. And you don't have to fake it until you make it. That's the problem. And this pressure that's put on people to fake a lifestyle of, hey, I'm hard, I come from the struggle. But really, you grew up in a good household, bro. Really, you had your mom and your dad. Really, you had food on your table every night, every single night. Not one night, 2 nights, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday again. You have food on the table, but then you get around, you playing basketball, you act like you come from the trenches. No, you cannot do that. And we need to stop doing that. We need to stop respecting that. When people act like they come from a struggle, but they really don't. Can we just respect them as basketball players on the floor and stop trying to respect, man, you come from the struggle, bro, and you don't come from the struggle, so I don't respect you. We need to change our mindset on that because I'm not with that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not with that. But I would love to hear in the comments below, do you agree or do you disagree? Do you believe that, you just talking, you got to come from the struggle. If you don't come from the struggle, you never seen nothing and I can't respect you? Or do you believe, hey, if you're a good basketball player, I respect you regardless, okay? I respect you on the court. You step on that 94 feet, hey, you got my respect. Hey, y'all let me know which one you going with. Until next time, see you later.